Well, good evening, everybody. I hope you all are doing well today. I want to thank you so much for all the prayers. I feel amazing today. I feel back to normal, so those prayers were sent up and I feel great. So thank you for that. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about something that's kind of, I don't know if anybody has really heard about stuff like this, but anyways. Is there a such thing as a Christian bully? What if there was such a thing as a Christian bully? Would you recognize it? And what if you were the bully? Would you be able to identify yourself as being one? So I want to talk to you today about this very idea of a Christian bully, and hopefully if you see yourself in this category, you can begin to change your ways and then come to Jesus and pray for a different attitude and a different heart towards things and towards others. So let's begin with some points that I want to make for you today. And the number one point is that bullies tend to yell, but Jesus reminds us that there is a time to be quiet. We don't have to be loud with what we consider our truth-telling. Oftentimes, when someone gets loud with their expressions of truth, all they do is shut people off to rationally thinking to what they have to say. The people are instead roused with angry, defensive emotions. Once one person begins to shout, it seems like everyone after them also follows suit and begins to shout and be demanding as well. Bullies express their passion in loud, violent ways, but Jesus, on the other hand, acknowledges that you don't have to be the loudest one in the room to get others to believe in you or what you have to say. You just have to speak the truth. You have to be bold, and you have to let God deal with the rest. If you speak the truth in love, it will speak the loudest. The one yelling the loudest will be the one to show who they really are in the end. Number 2, Christian bullies like to draw attention to others, but when the attention is drawn to that person, it's Jesus who directs that attention to himself. Let me say that again. Christian bullies like to draw attention to others, but when the attention is drawn to that person, it's Jesus who directs that attention to himself. So here's the question. If we attract attention for the right things, and for letting his light shine the brightest instead of the attention for petty things like getting mad about some issues that you may not agree with, wouldn't that be better if the attention was drawn to us for better reasons? So in my experience, the right kind of attention only happens when we center ourselves on showing people the love of God and speaking the truth of his word. Too many people nowadays think that God hates them, and that is simply not true. Instead of drawing attention to yourself, why not try to work to be selfless like Jesus did? Maybe then you would get the right kind of attention. So number 3, Christian bullies believe they're better than everyone else, but Jesus sees all people the same. In Luke 18, a Pharisee thanks God that he is not like the other people. This is the small-minded mentality of the bully, to see themselves as better than anyone else. But Jesus tells us that truth-telling should always be paired with humility. The reality is, we are not better than others because we possess the truth. At the end of the day, we're all still sinners. We're all still stuck in the dirt of disingenuous behavior and immoral thinking. And sadly, it will never change until we go home. But the only difference between us and them is that He is shining His light brighter in us and giving us a path to truth and to life. But part of that process involves not seeing ourselves as being better than anyone else, but being humble. This is the life-saving way of Jesus Christ. So number 4, Christian bullies tend to force others to listen to them, but Jesus wants to build relationships with others. Bullies like to be heard. Like I said earlier, they want to be the loudest one in the room. When others aren't listening to them, they will make others listen to them by shoving themselves in people's faces, even the faces of those they don't truly know. They may even like to humiliate people by pointing fingers and faults and getting others on board to do the same thing as they are. Jesus, on the other hand, wants us to build relationships with others so they may feel lifted up and have a fire and an excitement and a reason to go out and share the gospel with others. When we are solely focused on converting people and bringing people to Christ, planting seeds, whatever the case may be, you cannot be like the person I described above by pointing fingers and getting in somebody's face. You can shove yourself in people's faces all you want and try to unload your truth on them without giving a second thought as to how they may relate with you or how they may receive this knowledge you are trying to give them. There's a beautiful relationship with people that we can miss if we are simply not trying only to convert them. Jesus was never the one that would pound, turn, or burn on people. He focused on adding value to people's lives by healing them. He built relationships with people first because he knew that this is what allowed his words to be taken for truth in people's lives. They were watching him. Had he been a bully and loud and talking people down, would anyone have come to him? No. What if Jesus had said to those people over there, "You can't join me, you aren't like us, or you have no place here"? Imagine the hearts that would have been broken had somebody ever felt that Jesus didn't love them or accept them because they weren't like everybody else. What if we did the same as Jesus did? What if we worked to share the gospel with those around us and build relationships with others? What if we built truth and legitimacy with people before we tried anything? Then I believe we would sound and behave more like Jesus. Speaking the truth does not mean we batter people into holy submission. Truly, truth does not stomp around. It is not loud and it is not ferocious. It doesn't act out when it doesn't get its way, and it does not utilize methods of intimidation or being forceful with others. Being more like Jesus isn't telling people they're not enough or that they don't fit into the circle of friends that you have built up for yourself. Instead, speaking the truth in love is liberating. This expression of love would allow people to better encounter God and to also have a glimpse of who this Jesus is that they have heard so much about. When people look at you, do they see and feel Jesus coming through? Or do they hear the words that you speak and how you treat others and decide that they don't want any part of it? As Jesus said, the world will know who we are as his disciples by our love or by our fruits. So it's time to purge the bullies, and let's embrace and love that Jesus embrace the love that Jesus has and the love for others, regardless of who you are, where you're from, or where you've been. When you come to my channel, you are welcome here. You are so loved, and you will always be shown the love of Jesus Christ. I myself will be praying for you and praying over you, and I will always encourage you in one way or another. Sadly, people who call themselves Christians but also bully others don't recognize that they have a problem or what they are doing because they think that they are right. Or they are blinded with so much hatred and jealousy that they can't see themselves as necessary let's go back. They are so blind with so much hatred and jealousy that they see themselves as necessary heroes or chosen by God to do such things and are then sent to save others from error. Unfortunately, when people stay silent and don't speak up against this bullying, it continues and it festers and it gets bigger. Don't let anyone, even if they claim to be a Christian, do not let them push you around or tell you that you do not belong here or that you have nothing good to say or that they are smarter than you. Stand up for the truth and keep doing what God has called you to do. God will deal with those who has come against his children. He is our Father in heaven, and there is no way that he is going to just sit back and continue to allow someone to hurt one of his children. He is our Papa Bear. You know the term, the Mama Bear takes care of her children. Well, he is our Papa Bear, and he is going to take care of each and every one of us. So I love you, and again, do not let anybody bully you or intimidate you or make you feel like what you have to say is worthless, because no matter what, you have something beautiful to share. And you don't know where that seed is going to be planted and who it's going to take hold in. The Holy Spirit is the one that's going to take your words and plant them where he wants them to go. And he's going to open the eyes of somebody. So you might think that, what you're saying isn't relevant, but I encourage you to share it anyways. If you feel the Lord is leading you to share, don't be shy. If you see all of this madness going on YouTube, just know that count it all as joy and be bold in your faith and step out in faith and let the Lord lead you. And like I was saying, you don't know the words that you speak where the Lord is going to take that seed and plant. And you might change somebody's life and you might change somebody's heart for Christ, and you don't know. So don't let anybody tell you that you are not good enough, that you don't have enough smarts to be able to share, or you don't have enough Bible knowledge, or you don't have, don't listen to these Christian bullies. Okay? That's what they are. That's nothing. They will be nothing more than just a Christian bully. They bully people and try to intimidate people and try to tell people and be the loudest one in the room. But you just let the light of the Lord Jesus Christ shine so bright in you that you are the one that speaks the loudest. So I love you guys. And if you need any prayer or need to talk to anybody, you are more than welcome to email the address down below, and I will get back with you and pray with you or answer any questions that you might have. So I love you guys, and I hope you have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day.